fellow students, and she wants to share some great information about how to study this anatomy. They were in a study group last semester, and everybody in the study group got an A. Everybody. So I'll turn it over to her. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for
Let you
inviting me.
get some good information.
Y'all, Cassandra. I guess one of the big things we have to start off with is that helps me is get one of these. You know, you've got the calendar, you've got places where you can write stuff, so I'm not digging through my cell phone trying to find, you know, what I've got to do for that day. You know, and then what I do is I take everything from one day and I may rewrite it throughout the days to, you know, not make sure it's, you know, it's in there, it's in front of me, I know what I've got to do, I know what I've got to go over, I know what we've done that I need to see. So that was one thing, and one thing is preparing to study. I have to prepare to study. One thing I can't do is, I can't study tired, you know, we have to balance school, work, family, you know, so studying tired, I know is something that we do, but if I can work out my schedule to where I can get good rest before I study, especially good rest before a test, too. And study that way. If I'm, you know, I've just got off a 12, 15-hour shift and I think I'm fixing to open a book and remember anything, I'm not. You know, it does better for me to sleep for a while and then study. Don't study on an empty stomach. I can't study anything with my stomach growling. You know, I like to say good high protein. Get you some fuel for your body. Obviously, you have a big rest, get comfortable. Get a study group. I have two ladies especially in my study group. We went through 201 together, we're now in 202. We all have similar goals. We all wanted to, you know, of course pass the course, but we wanted to do well, you know. And get you some study buddies, study group, which our group has turned into. Not only are a study group now, we're kind of a support group. We're talking about a lot of different things now, not just school, you know, just life stuff. And it's great to have those ladies in my life like that. Huge part of my life. Let's see. Put down your phone when you're studying. I think it was Matthew's mentioned that. Put down your phone, turn it to silent. Ain't nothing going on out there that can't wait, you know, until my break comes up, because I take breaks and stuff during studying. I usually study for 45 minutes, take a little break, whether it's just walk outside, you know, to talk to my husband if he's there, my fur babies, whatever. And to be sure to take breaks. We talked about what kind of learner are you. Take advantage of the tutors here at Southern Union. You can go to the Southern Union website and schedule an appointment with them. Very helpful. A lot of them in specific subjects of biology. You know, they know what you're doing and what you're coming up and what you're going through, and you can go in, you know, with your strengths and your weaknesses and improve on those. And don't cram the night before the test. That's one big thing for me. I cannot. You go in and you've got 4 chapters worth of material for a lecture, and then you've got a lab test too. No way I'm going to get all that information the night before. So studying throughout some, you know, every day, every other day, whatever you can do. I may have to, like I had to cancel a trip this weekend because I need to take advantage of the lab on Friday. It was a trip. It was just to go to visit and have, you know, it wasn't, you know, nothing to do. So I chose, instead of going on this trip, I'm going to take advantage of the lab Friday morning from 8 to 10. Always take advantage of your other things. So I may not get to do some things that I want to do now, you know, go to parties and get together, but you know, I study. My husband says, honey, every day you go to school, you're making money. You're just not making it today, but one day you'll be making it, you know. So you're earning something every day you go. Don't miss class. Not missing class is huge, because not missing class because you don't want to miss the material. And then too, a lot of instructors offer attendance points at the end of the semester, and that can change. You can bring your grade from a C to an E, from a B to an A, depending on how close you are on that. So Don't miss. What works for you? We did the visual, the learning style today. Is it repetition? I record lectures. I always ask your instructor first if you can record. I always record lectures. Highlighting in multiple colors, for maybe something I really don't understand, it's gonna get a different color, and then I need to go back over that part a little more. Get creative in your lab and in your classes. This is just some of the stuff that I brought to show you guys. And this is something else with my study group that I have with two ladies. Like, some of the stuff would not even be done. I'm not tech savvy, so when you get a study group together, you're going to be able to build off of each other's strengths and weaknesses. One would be a lot stronger in one area than I am, or maybe stronger in an area than one of them are. So you build together, which is really great. You build to help each other. So just get creative. These are just some photos. I know in biology 201, this is the cat. We pin on the different colors. Get creative with your study.
Did you take so you've used your cell phone?
We did use the cell phone to color in the pins on this one, and then one of our state group ladies went to Walmart and actually bought straight pins with different color balls on the end, so that's what we have now. And we pin everything that you're gonna, on the sheet they give you to know. Pin it all, and then that way you've got your cards. I'm not trying to yank out my book all the time, that big heavy book. I'm carrying around these, and I've got these in my work bag. I can look on them on break or sitting anywhere for a period of time, an appointment, whatever. And I've got them on me, and I can flip through them. And they're handy, and they're not big and bulky. I'm not carrying around my lab book, And when you test what you missed, know what you missed on the test. Don't be scared to ask questions. I ask a lot of questions in class. Sometimes I think the class is going, but actually, there's a lot of students when I'll ask a question, and I do sit up front too. I do recommend sitting in front of the class, front row, student all the time. Is ask questions. Ask questions, and then you can kind of hear them as you ask the question. And they're like, yeah, because they didn't ask the question, and they are glad that somebody did. So ask questions, and the instructors, they always do a good job of helping you, but they can't go back over it if you don't ask the question. $20 Quizlets, $20 a year. You make a Quizlet on your own. We have one in our study group. She's excellent at making Quizlets. Any questions?
What is a study session like?
A study session
With your group?
With the group, we will go to, we'll go to the cafeteria where there's Wi-Fi, things like that. There are the little conference rooms in the library that you can use. We're quizzing each other for the test, asking questions, things like that. If you don't know something and you're stuck at home and you're trying to figure it out, you got your study buddies, you can shoot them a text, and pretty good is going to get an answer, and finding information. I know we talked about Quizlet, and so that you can find good info on there, or then some other websites that you named, and then you can share those with other people. We all have a goal to do well, and so being able to have that, to share everything, any kind of information you get.
So does one person make the Quizlet, or do y'all all?
In our group, in our study group, one did make the Quizlet. She was really good at making the Quizlet. She did an awesome job. So we've got two ladies that, without having the study group, I don't know, we had done as well.